What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Pete's Carport. Today we're going to kind of continue what we had already done to our 1984 Porsche 944, where we added the turbo front lip. Now, if you guys watched that video, you would have seen that we did this turbo rear valance, is what they call it, and it came out really good until the clear coat reacted with the paint. So as you can see here, it is very, very weird looking. It's kind of crackled, but it's all in the clear coat. And if I flip this over, this is how awesome of a finish we got when we did it properly. So what happened on this other side here, which is kind of the front side, when we painted it, and unfortunately the clear coat didn't arrive in time, and so we had to wait about right around 6.5, 7 hours. And I tried to put the clear coat on, and because the paint had cured just enough, it reacted with it. And so now what we're going to do today is see if we can sand this down, compound polish it out, and maybe save this clear coat. I'm not sure, it might be cracked all the way through, but what the heck, let's go ahead and try and see what we can come up with. So guys, I've got the bigger panel set up here, and you can see how bad the clear coat actually is. So right now what I want to do is get this thing sanded down. I've already went ahead and sanded the smaller part, and when you get close you can see it's not good enough for what I really want, but we can mount it to the car and kind of make it through summer, and then I'll take it back down when the weather cools. It'll just make it easier to paint, because right now humidity levels are so high in Florida, the paint is very difficult to do. And that is one of the reasons why I think the clear coat heavily reacted to this paint, is that heavy humidity. So on this panel here, I used, so I wet sanded it with 800, 1500, 2000, and 3000, and it was a lot of work. So I'm going to dry sand it with 320 first, and then go to the 800 wet, and then go to the 1500, 2000, 3000, see if we can get this done a little bit quicker. So let me get set up. I'll show you guys quickly through the process of what I'm doing. Alright, so let's bring it out in the sun and take a look. Now, I already mentioned it, this is going to have to be completely sanded down on this side, redone, but it's, like I said, too humid outside right now to really attempt any more paint, and I don't want to do that. And it looks amazing from like 3-4 feet away, which is awesome, but when you get close you can start seeing, it almost looks like veins, because I wasn't able to sand everything completely down. Now, it's smooth for the most part, and it polished out nice, so it'll look good on the car. And that's the next part. We need to mount this up to the car, which is a little scary, because being that this is a non-turbo, we have to drill out holes. I've done a lot of research. It's not super difficult. You just gotta make sure you line everything up before drilling. And the good news is, even if I'm a slight bit off on the up and down area, which I'll show you guys, I can make it so I can pivot the actual piece up and down, so it shouldn't be too bad. We should be able to line this up, mark it, drill it, and mount it into the car fairly easily. So let's go ahead and get started on that now. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and install our pieces now. I'm going to start with the small one and show you guys how it goes in, just because it's easier to hold on to and film. But originally I thought these two holes here, which are going to go up underneath the car, were going to be accessible through the trunk, but they're not. You're going to be going right into this frame piece here, and when you get up in the trunk you can't access that from what I can see, unless there's something I can take out that I'm not seeing. But we're going to basically use self-tapping screws for now, at least. Now these two bolts right here are going to be accessible in the trunk though, because they're going to be going through the side. So let me show you how this piece goes up in here and how we're going to mark it. So if you look up in here, this is going to lay right along there like that, and then what we're going to do is this is going to lay like that, and it's going to kind of go streamline across here. So you want to make sure you got it positioned properly, and then we're going to mark our spots on the side here, and we're going to drill them out. Now you want to make sure you get them vertically correct. So you want to make sure you get the holes lined up this way, because horizontally you could drill a hole that goes a little bit higher that you could kind of pivot up and down, and that way if you needed to go up a little bit higher you could. But I'm going to try to get it spot on so that it goes in without having to make a larger hole, because once you put the hole you're kind of stuck with that hole being there. I want it to look as clean and stock as possible. And then we're going to move on to the other side, which is the much bigger piece, and it's going to be kind of the same way. So let me go ahead and get set up and get this taken care of. So this side's going to take a little more patience. It would be best if you have a second person helping out, but I was able to use some jack stands and line everything up, and then I can kind of just pull up this side, mark it, make sure it's good. This is going to go right up under there. It's got these kind of bumper stopper things, and on the end of those is a hole. Now here's the good news. On this part here, we are going to be able to drill right through here. I think the other one kind of ends up in this area here, and that's why I couldn't get to the ones on this side. You've got this area here. So I think we're going to be able to at least bolt in one through here. So let me go ahead and get that set up, and I'll fill you guys in on how I get this thing mounted. Well guys, that went on way easier than I expected and came out absolutely amazing. I am so happy with how this looks, because this is one of the pieces I was dying to get on, just because it's exactly how I wanted the car to look. Something that is kind of period correct, goes for on this car from the factory for a turbo at least, and really just flows and matches this car and doesn't make it look gaudy. Same thing with this front lip. So let's walk around to this side and we'll walk back there and take more of a look at that rear one. If you guys missed the video where I did this, I painted both of these with that sunrise red and did the 2K clear on them. This one unfortunately had a reaction, and like I said before, we are going to be pulling this off and repainting it, because if you didn't see when I was doing the polishing out, I did burn through while sanding right here and on the other side. So I'm going to have to live with that for the next couple of months, because I really just want to wait until the humidity levels out here in Florida die down so I can get a really nice coat on there without worrying about any type of reaction. So guys, let me know in the comments what you think, how you like the install. Did it help anybody out? Did it kind of make you want to do this yourself if you've got a 944? I picked these panels up on eBay for about 250 bucks. Paint was super cheap. So the cost of the paint was right around 30 bucks, like 25 for the 2K clear and about 5 for the Sunrise Red can. So you can't beat it. For under 300 bucks, we got this beautiful looking rear valance that I am so happy to have on here now, and matching that front lip that just looks awesome. So once again, guys, my name's Pete. This is Pete's Carport. You guys have an awesome day, a blessed week. I will catch you on the next video.